Our nation's capital now, where several of President-elect Donald Trump's cabinet nominees are on Capitol Hill trying to secure votes before Senate confirmation hearings next month. Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who is Trump's pick to run the Health and Human Services Department, began his meetings with Republican senators.
While others like Tulsi Gabbard and Pete Hegseth are gaining momentum, and our next guest believes Gabbard is the right choice for the intelligence community and has the qualities of a strong leader.
Yeah, absolutely. For reaction, let's welcome in Tennessee Senator Marsha Blackburn. Senator, great to have you on this morning. So I know you wrote an op-ed in The Hill, and you said in that, in part, that Gabbard embodies the kind of leadership needed to uphold the Constitution, restore accountability and transparency, dismantle the corruption of intelligence agencies. So Gabbard served more than 20 years in the Army Reserves. Why do you believe, though, she is the right person for the intelligence community? What changes would you like to see from her?
With Tulsi, you're going to have a well-seasoned leader. She is someone who is not going to pull a lot of punches. She is going to look at the information that she is given, and she's not going to politicize it. She will tell you the truth. And that is what the American people are wanting. And Tulsi will do that. She'll tell you the truth. She'll bring accountability. She'll bring some transparency. She has served in uniform. She has served in Congress. She has the skill set that is necessary to make certain that the president gets the information he needs, unvarnished, in order to make decisions to protect our nation.
You know, Senator, aside from Tulsi Gabbard, obviously a lot of the president's appointments and potential nominees are making the rounds on Capitol Hill. You've met with a lot of them. Who's really stuck out to you right now?
They each have been so impressive. I have enjoyed it, whether it was Pam Bondi or Kash Patel or Sean Duffy and Scott Bissett, Howard Lutnick, being able to sit down with these individuals and talk with them about how they're going through the process. The committees that we have, Finance Committee, Judiciary Committee, Commerce Committee, where many of these will come. Doug Collins, who is going to lead VA, I'm on the Veterans Affairs Committee. Doug was by. And Pete Hegseth has done a great job in working Capitol Hill for his confirmation. And I will tell you, one of the things with Pete, you're not going to have people working remote. And the Pentagon has not passed a financial audit in 7 years. Pete is going to make certain that they find that missing $824 billion. And that's the type of accountability that you need. I think also when you talk with these individuals, they are building out strong teams to work with them, people who have expertise, and that will be the deputies that will come in and assist them in running and overhauling these agencies. One of the things I appreciated about DOD is they're looking at individuals who served but also have a record of success in the business world. That is something we need. We're tired of paying $1,200 for a hammer, right?
Indeed.
And all of the waste we've heard about at the Pentagon. So let's save the taxpayer some money.
Yeah, absolutely. That sounds great. While I have you here, Senator, I want to ask you about the mysterious drone sightings that we're seeing up and down the East Coast now, and also the West Coast as well. I know that you are demanding transparency from the Defense Department as fears grow that these drones pose a threat to national security. Now, they've come out in that joint statement that came out last night at 10 o'clock and said, no, there's no risk to the public. There's no national security risk. But this is all very odd. What do you make of all of this?
It is indeed very odd, and it's concerning. Tennesseans brought this up a lot when I was home over the weekend because this started out in one area and it has expanded. And it is reminiscent of the spy balloon that sashayed across the country and took pictures at our military installations. And only when the Biden administration was caught did they admit they knew what it was, and they waited until it went across the entire country before they shot it down over the East Coast. I think maybe it's time to shoot down one of these drones and find out where they're from and what they are trying to gather.
Yeah, that's
Absolutely.
a great point.
Yep. Senator, I want to pivot here. You introduced a bill, a legislative package last week, the DOGE Act, aimed at federal spending, the workforce. I mean, can you tell me more about this? And really, more importantly, does it include the power of impoundment for the president to stop spending our money?
Yes, and the way we're coming at this, there are 3 pieces of legislation I have introduced every single year that I have been in the House and the Senate. They call for a 1%, a 2%, or a 5% across the board spending cut in everything except your national security and defense. This is important to do, to get into that discretionary spending and make those rescissions. It doesn't touch entitlements, just discretionary spending. Then another piece of legislation that caps, it freezes federal hiring and federal salaries. Important to do so that you can begin to reduce the federal workforce and actually assess what people are doing in their jobs and the effectiveness of those jobs. We lose about 80,000 federal employees every year to retirement. If you're freezing it, think of the difference that will make in a period of 2 or 3 years as you reorganize and re-engineer departments. Then, of course, return to work, looking at merit pay for a success that employees have. Stop paying people just because they've been there another year.
Yeah,
Pay them
absolutely.
because they're doing a great job. And moving federal agencies outside of D.C.
That it would be a great start. Senator, thank you so much for joining us, and Merry Christmas to you if we don't see you before
And a
the
merry
holiday.
one to you. Thank you.
Thank you.